Okay, as we arrived the Rebbe to make a סיום, we just finished yesterday משפטים, we start שופטים today, which is really the last sefer. Also, it's a האחרונה to סיום Rambam that will take place in the night of Shushan Purim, which is oir to the סיום itself. And I think this is we have the honor to have a choshev guest, Reb Meir, Eliטוב, which made the Pardes HaMelech, the biur from the Rambam, from the Rebbe. So please, everybody come here.
הגשנו על זקיידש.
אז הקדש, נו. בבקשה.
איזה יהיה בארץ? רב אליטוב.
אחר כך.
נגיד, I'll speak English, okay? English is good? My English is not...
English or French?
It's okay, no, it's English.
שהייתי יכול להגיד בעברית.
Okay. You give them a sefer.
Okay, anyhow, the last halach in Sefer Mishpatim is about apotroposim, the whole last perek. So here we have an amazing biur. We have a few biurim. By the way, the biurim, the Rebbe's biurim appears also in the Malchus and Chayenu version 3. So here we have a halacha. Since we see the Rebbe's biur, we don't understand the kasha, but once we see the Rebbe's biur, it's a big kasha. The Rambam writes that apotroposim oisin la'esoimim suko. The alochiyud. The last aloch is base. This is alochiyud. Apotroposim oisin lektanim suko velula v'tzitzis l'shrifa v'sefeteret tefillin mezuzah v'megileh klolo shel dover kol mitzvahs eser sheyesh bo lo kitzvo בין שמדברי תורה בין שמדברי ספרים או יצנץ אף על פי שאין חייב במצווה מכל התפיס אבל אין פויסקים עליהם צדוקה ואפילו לפדיון שבוי מפני שמצווה אלו אין להם קצבו no tzedakah. The Rebbe asked, so you understood the halacha? The Rambam writes, we make it the apotroposim that this is the people, the one person, the person who is guaranteed the Yesomim's money. Taking care. Yeah, he guarantees. So
Curator.
How you say apotropos in English?
Curator.
So he allows to buy them tzitzis, lulav, suke from their money. But he is not allowed to give tzedakah for this money. Why? Because it's a mitzvah that has no shiur. There is no limit for this mitzvah. The Rebbe asked.
He could give the Yisraelim tzedakah?
No, the Yisraelim doesn't need tzedakah. They have their own money. But the shaila, the Yisraelim, you can take tzedakah from the Yisraelim's money and give tzedakah in their name. If you buy mitzvah, you make mitzvah for them. Sukkah, lulav, you can give tzedakah. Tzedakah is also a mitzvah. Like sukkah, like lulav.
What by Megillah says that?
Not Megillah.
He says Megillah there. He says Megillah.
No. Can you give tzedakah?
No.
Why? Because the mitzvah she'ein lo kitzvah. The Rebbe asked, what do you mean ein lo kitzvah? There is a kitzvah. I'm a basbez, Ali basbez, Yisrael Michoimesh. And Pashtus is Meiser Ksofim, not more than a tenth. But if you want to be very, very kindly, you can give 20%. So what is the meaning of ein lo kitzvah? How comes ein lo kitzvah? The Rebbe says amazing view. The Rebbe says the following: when we're speaking about cotton, about small child, he's not understanding. He doesn't understand why. If a person is in jail, for example, in Tfise, and we need million Canadian dollars to release him, and that they sum him all the money, all the sum is my money is million Canadians. The Yosem is not understanding why shall I not give the whole amount, all I have to release this person, and that's the Rambam says kol ma she'osim kedei lechanchom b'mitzvos. It's everything we're spending for the Yisomim is from the din of chinuch. Okay, we have to mechanech to educate them.
Is he saying the ktanim?
Yeah, the ktanim. But in mitzvah tzedakah there is no chinuch. Why? Chinuch is something that the cotton can understand. You can explain what is lulav. You can explain what is tzitzis. You can explain in a givis emos. He's not going to understand everything, but he has a small frustrating. What is this mitzvah? About tzedakah, he's not understanding it all. Why should not I give all the money for this person. Because
Shlilu, he doesn't understand.
yeah, he doesn't understand. So the reason of
Why
chinuch,
can't you give him just a minimum you should give him?
because there is no you're not effect. It has no effect on the Yisomim. You should even at a small amount, no effect, because the whole thing the Rambam says the principle befeirush. Kedei lechanchom b'mitzvahs. The reason of chinuch is not exist in the mitzvahs zokeh. So that's why the Rambam writes Elam kitzvah. Actually, there is a kitzvah when he's a normal person, an adult person, yeah, but it was a small person, a small child. Elam kitzvah in his eyes, in the cotton's eyes, there is no kitzvah. Okay, and this is true. I remember, I always tell the story. We had a neighbor in our, my father was not Lubavitch. A lot of people mix me with my father. My father was not Lubavitch. He used to live in Mevaseret Zion. It's nearby Yerushalayim. And we had a neighbor who bought a new Volvo vehicle. In those times, it was the famous, the expensive car in Eretz Yisrael. So we had to go to a wedding. My parents went to the wedding, and I have a small brother. My small brother, who was like 7 years ago old. And I'm older than him than in 12 years. I was like 17. So we had to go to the wedding, and we missed the bus. So my brother told me, why shall we not ask the car from this neighbor? What he came back from the work, he doesn't use his car anymore. Why? So I was not able to explain him why he should not give. He's not using it. What he will give us his Volvo. Why not? You just get your license. You're 17 and a half. He will give you the. Okay, this is the cotton's cup. Okay, so this is the halacha. Baruch Hashem, starting Sefer Shoftim, and that year in Mitzvah Hashem, the coming Sim Rambam. Last time I was here, yeah, but at that time I will not be able to be here because I have to be in the States, and I will not be able to go out of the States because of my papers, my visa. I will get it in Mitzvah Hashem in months, but I will not be able to come back to Sim Rambam. So I still have a lot of work there. So we have to remember one thing. At that year, it's 40 years from the Takone. Right. It's not the 40th cycle, but it's the 40 years of the Takone. And Ad Arboim Shnin Loikai Minish Adaita de Rabbi. We all have to remember this. I'm so happy to see this book here because this is all about. In Arches Abris, I didn't see a lot of these books. Yeah, in the Eretz Yisrael, each house has a few volumes. Chazak. What is all this about? Because this sefer gave me the idea about the Rebbe's Biurim. I was just learning with this sefer. It's very easy, very convenient because it's one volume. Yeah, I saw it. So there is a special section in this volume called Iturei Melech. See, it's Rebbe Tuvia's boy Einik who made it. Very, very smart, very clever person. He's not Akdomet. Akdomet is Peretz boy. He's Einik Sholomber boy. He's under 30. He was under 30 when he wrote this. This is Iturei Melech. See, it's special section, and it's mentioned each and every halacha. Where does the Rebbe speak about this halacha?
It doesn't bring it what he writes, just where he writes.
Yeah, where? That's. If he would write that, I wouldn't have any work. Yeah. He only wrote where where did the Rebbe speak about this halacha? And look, this is only one page. Look how many Maramekamis. By the way, this is like 3 weeks work for me to write all this biur. Okay, it was altogether was 5 years, and I was lucky to have the Koven time in the middle. I was sitting in my room. Mincha was just outside my door. Okay, so here is you can see the Iturei Melech, and let me just show you what's going on in the end of Ilches Beis Abchire. That gives us an idea about the quantity of the Rebbe's biurim, and that's how I discover the Rebbe said more than 2,000 biurim in the Rambam. Look what's going on here. This Ilches Beis Abchire. See, 2 pages. Iturei Melech, you see that? Yeah. No, in Noshon Nizikim is less. Yeah, but there is no any one. Look, there is 1,000 pages in this book. There is almost not even one page without one of the Rebbe's biurim. And for sure, there's a lot of,
They all got into the Pardes HaMelech?
yeah, sure.
All of them?
And I'll let you have a secret. I'll tell you a secret. Only when I finish this, I just realized there is some more that does not appear here. So we put it in the
Understand, what are you doing different from Lipske?
what?
Lipske, not called also
Yeah.
Pardes HaMelech.
Yeah, no, it's not Pardes HaMelech. Its name is Oitzos HaMelech. You want me to explain you what's different? I think you want to put it on table right now?
I don't know if it's important.
No, it's important because Pardes HaMelech explained the whole Sikha, the whole Mahalach. Not the whole Sikha, we didn't copy. I didn't copy the Sikha. I capsulated it and I added it from the beginning and matching it to the certain halacha, but still it's much wider than yeah. And the kasha is very short, like a few lines. That's why you only have one book, and our said it's 7. So
Where you up to?
where what?
How far you went?
אני אף פעם לא הבנתי באנגלית מה זה השאלה what are you up to? מה זה?
How many ספרים did you cover? כמה ספרים עשית?
Okay, the Hebrew edition, I thought everyone know already. This is a big kasha. I just walked in this shul yesterday. This morning I saw there is no Rambam. The Pardes HaMelech, not a Hebrew, not English edition, both. Yeah, that's
We're walking it,
yeah.
Hashem.
Yeah,
Last year, by the Sim Rambam, somebody won the whole set.
yeah.
You mean
Okay,
like
so the
all-
Hebrew edition is 7 volumes. Includes the all Nosei Kelim. Okay, my idea was that the Rebbe has to be one of the Nosei Kelim, the Rambam at least. Okay, so it's a regular Rambam, pointing menukad, with the Nosei Kelim, the Kesef Mishnah, Lechem Mishnah, Mishnah Lamelech, Migdalois, all the traditional Nosei Kelim. In addition, we have the Rebbe at the bottom of the page, but the English edition is 14 volumes. For the English edition, they completed just a few months ago. It's 14 volumes. Okay, and just when the Hebrew edition was complete, I had a radio program in Eretz Yisrael Kol Chai, and the guy asked me, Rabbi Elitu, what is the chidush of this Rambam for the Bnei Teireh? So I said to myself, oh, thank you for this question. I told him the following. The Rebbe in his Biurim explains so many Gemaras, famous Gemaras, we just start to understand, we didn't understood the Pshat of the Gemara. Not only the Gemara, but also the Mishnah. And not only the Mishnah, I'll now show you, we didn't understand the first Mishnah Maseches Brachos. You know that?
He gave that.
Yeah. I was once I was in a yeshiva, in a big yeshiva, in Migdal Emek. I asked them, someone know how many sichas there is appears in Likutei Sichas? Someone told me 1400. I told them, how do you know? Oh, you told me once. So the first Mishnah says, it's amazing. I mean, it's not a trick, not a kunz. I'm going to tell you something right now. I discovered when I was working on the Rambam. I realized we didn't understand the first Mishnah. The first Mishnah, there is a biur from Sefer HaSichos. The Rebbe says the following. Actually, the Rebbe asked that the Tane is comparing those two times. Rabbi, first you are not listening and you're missing, but second you're bothering him because he was staying tuned before. Well, come sit with us.
No problem.
Come. So the first Mishnah says, the Tana compares those two times. The Rebbe asks, actually, it's not the same times. How can Rebbe say it's just the same times? The Rebbe says it's not the same times. Why? Because the Mishnah was written after Choben by Sheni. But even Choben by Sheni itself, Truma was the Rabbanon. Why? Because Truma has two conditions to be Doraisa. Bifnei Abayis, the Beis HaMikdash exist, and there is another condition that has to be Bias Kulchem. The entire Am Yisrael has to be in Eretz soil. Otherwise, Truma is the Rabbanon. Okay? But Krishma is Doraisa. Yeah, anytime, even today, Krishma is Doraisa. So what will be if a person will make Krishma in the time of Sofik, like Ben Hashmoshes? He's not a Oitzer. He has to make another Krishma. But if he will eat Truma at that time, it's the Rabbanon, Sofik Darabon Lekule. Krishma is Doraisa, Sofik Doraisa Lechumre, but Sofik Derabon Lekule. So those two times have different Lechoiro, different dinim. How can you compare? It's amazing China. By the way, when I just finished this phone call with the radio, I had 176 missing calls, calling me to ask the Rebbe's pshat. So the Rebbe explains the following. Before, I want to tell you a story. Reb Chaim Bibrisk once said a shiur in Gemara. One of the Talmidim, yes, for sure, told him, I heard what you say, but Tesis says in another place, just fakir. So Reb Chaim told him, there is no such a Tesis. After the show, they checked that out, and Reb Chaim was gerech. There was no such a Tesis. So they asked Reb Chaim, how? Do you really know the whole Tesis and Shas? So Reb Chaim says, no. In my sense, in my Avone, Tesis cannot say such a thing. Yeah.
The Rebbe told us much of this.
No, this might say.
Reb Chaim, yeah.
I read it by Ishim Veshitos.
Yeah, I heard from the Rebbe this.
So Rav Zevin writes in the bottom line of the story, knowing what the thesis didn't write, it's more oinus than knowing what the thesis will write. Because what he write, okay, you will face it once. But what he didn't write, this is a big oinus. You can't write. This is amazing. You have to be a real genius. So all this Chiddush based on the discovering what the Rebbe revealed that the Rambam didn't write. Okay, not what the Rambam write, but what the Rambam didn't write. The Rebbe's bring from Hilchis Bikurim, Perik Beis Aloche Aleph. The Rambam writes, "Ein Bikurim elo bizman habayis." But the Rebbe says, the Rebbe pay attention that the Rambam didn't bring the second condition which we have in Trumeh, that has to be bias kulchem. By Bikurim, the only condition is binyan habayis, but not bias kulchem. Okay, this condition is not about the Bikurim. So there comes the Rebbe to the Mishnah and says the following: Nichnosim lechol b'trumos son meant the Tana meant only Bikurim, because the Gemara says appears in the Rambam too that Trume, Bikurim, and Chale, they're all under the title of Trume. They're all named Trume. Okay, so but when the Tana write Nichnosim lechol b'trumos son. Trumoson means the Truma that belongs to Kehanim, it's only Bikurim. He meant only Bikurim. Why? Because regular Truma, the Gemara says, you have Anas Bailim. You can give to any coin you want to give. If you have a coin that gave you a Gemach a few years ago, you want to return him a favor, you can knock on his door and give him his Truma. But Bikurim, you're not allowed to give.
Gemach is not so simple.
It's Ribis. Okay, he changed your tire when you have a flat. So, Bikurim, you have to go to Beis HaMikdash and give it to the certain coin that work right now.
Mishmeres.
Anshe Maimen. Yeah. So this is the real Trumos son. That's belonging to the Kohanim, and that's just
time.
because the Rambam is not bringing the second condition, and Bikurim has only to be Bizman habayis, not Bias Kulchem. So it's Doraisa. That's why it's Doraisa.
Was Doraisa Bisman habayis? The Mishnah was after him.
No, because that's right. But the Mishnah says that the Rambam says that Bikurim has only one condition: Bisman habayis. Okay, when it's Bisman habayis, you can compare it.
Right.
And you don't have Bias Kulchem. You don't need Bias Kulchem. So it means in Bais Sheni, Bikurim was the Doraisa.
For sure, the Mishnah speaking about Tumadais.
Yeah, but the Mishnah, when he writes in the Mishnah, he writes
That's
after.
right.
That's
right. But
so why
if you would say, but if you would say that the Mishnah Bikurim is just the same like Trume, so what do you say? He will speak about only by Rishon, not about by Sheni. You're dividing those two Beis Hamikdash. At that explanation, Beis Hamikdash, Rishon and Sheni has the same din. Okay, and that's why the Mishnah wrote it. So here we have a new pshat in the Gemara, in the Mishnah. Nichnosim lechol b'trumoson means only Bikurim. That's it. Okay, this is first thing. There is a lot of biur in the Rambam that the Rebbe explains the Gemaras in Zikin in all over the Shas. When you getting into the Rebbe's biurim, it's a whole new level of Limud Rambam. Yeah, so people argue we can barely make the Rambam, the daily Rambam. You want us to make the Rebbe's Burim? No way. So the answer is very simple. Learn, and it's not. I mean, it's not a parable. It's not a trick. It's not a kunst. Not a vote. This is the real thing. When you're learning the Rebbe's Burim and the Rambam, not even one of them, every day, gives you a new enthusiasm and bring you a new energy, to learn the Rambam itself too. Okay, it's not a joke. Please try it and go through. Okay, just have it. One of the biurim. This is one biur that is very short, very sharp. Another. All the biur, the Rebbe's biurim is sharp. In limud, in pilpulim, then we'll say, after Tovshim Dalet, a lot of people ask me, what is the chiluk between Pa'adas HaMelech and Yei Malchus? Yei Malchus, actually, he also was publishing twice. It was published first in Tovshin Nun Aleph by Rebbe Pesner, and then Chaos was publishing it another time in Tovshin Ein Vov, 3 volumes.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? Okay, we have already the Rambam's view. Why do you need the Pa'adas HaMelech? So the answer is very, very, very simple. I discovered it myself, not a long time ago. Yei Malchus, the Rebbe gave special permission to print and publish his biurim that he said only after Tovshim Dalet, after the Takone, not before the Takone. Okay, so that's why the first edition of Yei Malchus was 2 small red book volumes. Remember that?
Yeah.
Include only 210 and 20 biurim, 220 biurim. Then the second edition, Tovshin Ein Vov, includes a little bit more than 410. But actually there is much more. The Rebbe said a lot of biurim and reshimes in the Sefer HaSichos, in the Likutei Sichos, before Tovshin Dalet, okay? By the way, a lot of the biurim after Tovshin Dalet was biurim in Aveda. Oiroe and Aveda is a lot of material. It's amazing. I mean, we can be very excited from the Lomdesh and Pilpulim, but we have always to remember that the Rebbe gave a whole line of behave of Avodas Hashem with the Rambam's Siches and Biurim. So I want to go back to one of Mamish. I said this biur to Rabbi Povarsky, the head of Ponovich. Yeah, he is one of the Rashivas, the Ponovich Rashivas that really know how to learn. There's few that doesn't know how to learn.
What's his name, Rabbi? What?
Povarsky. Yeah, he used to learn with Atomic. Yeah, but he's amazing. He's amazing. There is no thing you ask him, and he doesn't know. When I was working on the first volume, I came to Halacha in Hilchos Mileh, Perek Aleph Halacha Vov. The Rambam writes, the Rambam brings this halacha also in Hilchos Mileh. Okay, the Rambam writes that a ger toishov that wants. What is a ger toishov? It's a person that wants to live in Israel, but he doesn't want to be a Jew. He doesn't want to be a Jew. So we have 2 conditions for him. First, you have to make Hilchos Mileh. The other condition you have to expect Sheva mitzvos v'nerech. Otherwise, he's not able to live in Israel. So the Rambam writes, Perek Aleph Halacha Vov, that the first condition. He has no way to run away from this condition. He has a bris milah. We are not forcing him. We megalgalim imo 12 chodesh ubelvad sheikabel alav sheva mitzvot. Bris milah, we can give him an extension for 12 months, but sheva mitzvot he must expect sheva mitzvot. Otherwise, ve'im lo yikibel alav harei ze yehareg miyad. That's what the Rambam writes. So the Rebbe asked. There is a letter. You heard it? Last year, okay.
Say.
Okay. I always, I'm proud of myself that people
remember
1 year.
They listen and remember.
Yeah. I have the same thing in Yagdli last night. Okay. So the Rebbe says the following. There is a long letter the Rebbe wrote in Tovshin Pei Tes. Tov Pei Tes, yeah. So which says the Rebbe was 27 years old. It's a big, a long letter to Rabbi Binyaminson, like a few pages. The last few, 2 lines, the Rebbe writes the following: "Umidei dabri be'aloch ezu, ezkor chidushei, shal ikabo lebilvad mischayev mise, uminalan ho." The Rebbe writes, every time, midday dabri, okay, I have a big debate with Rabbi Marlo in Miami, what's the meaning of midday dabri? If it's by the way after the Rebbe writes, every time that I'm speaking about this halacha, midday dabri boy, I remind the Rambam Tzchidesh that only for declaration, ikabole, he didn't. He's not over of Sheva Mitzvah. He just said, I'm not expecting Sheva Mitzvah. Yeah. Shal ikabole bilvad mischayev mise. Not even a Jew is chayev mise for declaration. For example, someone will tell, a Jew will tell, Ayid will say, no, I'm not expecting this for Shabbos. He's chayev mise. No, only if he mechal Shabbos chas v'sholim. Could be chayev only for declaration. No. Okay, there is. By the way, there is a whole explanation of the Rebbe about it. That this is the foundation of the Yiddishkeit. Okay, but al ikabole mischayev mise u'minalan ha. Okay. So when I was writing this halacha, I said to myself, "Look, I have to apologize. I'm not such a big chosid and spitz Chabad. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this question. I mean, after the case, I made tshuva, but before that, I was wondering, maybe after Tofresh Pites, the Rebbe did find any source for this halacha. The Rebbe says, Minalan ho. I don't know what is the Rambam source. So I said to myself, look, this Rambams go to yeshivas, to koilelim, like here in Montreal. Rabbi Raskin purchased like 100 sets, and he divided all over Montreal, even for not Chassidim. So they will see that, and maybe the Rosh Yeshiva, someone that knows how to learn, like Rabbi Povansky, not the other Rosh Yeshivas, Rabbi Povansky. So I mean, I have to check myself. So I sent to Rabbi Alav Shalom to ask him if he knows something about that. The Rebbe did find any source for this halacha. No, he said no. And I sent to a few people, Ber Levin, Yisrael Shimon. No one knew that the Rebbe said a source. So I decided just to put it the way it is. And I said to myself, finally, the Rebbe's Shechina Medaberes B'Tzorich Groinoi, 27 years old, 40, 59, it's no different. I put it just the way it is. The first volume was published, Lemocha סיום Kippurim, Midalef Tishrei. Comes Chol HaMoed Sukkos. I went to the Rosh Yeshiva, and I was sitting in front of him. I told him I was shaking. My stomach was shaking. I told him, Rabbi, the Rosh Yeshiva, not Rabbi, the Rosh Yeshiva. The Rebbe says there is no source for this halacha. Maybe you know. So you have to understand, he's a real genius. I brought it once. He went to my wedding, to my daughter's wedding, Kfar Chabad, in Tovshin, 5 years ago. Okay, Tovshin Ches. He went to my wedding, and since then I'm coming to visit him every Chol HaMoed. But in the wedding, I called all Rabboni Chabad that they should come over when they should make him respect and welcome him. So Rabbi Havlin went. And all Rabbi Chabad, but Rabbi Havlin, since the wedding, Rabbi Havlin was nagging me to let him into the Rosh Yeshiva. So I took him to the Rosh Yeshiva. He prepared 5 sugyas. All the Gemores, Rishonim, Havlin, yeah, he know how to learn. He was learning by those who know how to learn. Havlin, yes, the Kiryat Gat, yeah. So he prepared 5 sugyas, with אומרים בעברית עם בשר. The whole sugya, and then at the end he told him what the Rebbe is mechadish in this sugya. There is a very known sikha, but mitzvahs hasove b'matzeh, haseve, matzeh. That's an amazing chiddush of the Rebbe. And mitzvahs hanoke beved divrei. He had 5 sugyas, and I have video of this. I came with him. So every Gemara he just mentioned, the Rosh Yeshiva was continuing. He just saw this Gemara. Every Rishon, Rambam, he mentioned the Rambam, said, oh yeah, this Rambam, yeah, no, there is another Rambam that's the Chayro announced, but usually we say that. Not even one source he mentioned Rabbi Havlin that the Rosh Yeshiva didn't know. Immediately, like he just closed the book. So, but what the Rebbe is mechadish, he didn't know. But so just telling you the story, just to let you know what he's a real genius. When he started to learn every morning in 4 o'clock till Shachris. Shachris time is 20 minutes before 7. since 4 o'clock he's in the Zal, in Yeshiva. So I was sitting in front of him, I gave him the first volume. I told him, the Rebbe say there is no source for the halacha. So, do you know any source? The Yeshiva knows any source for the halacha? He said, he was looking at me immediately, no, ich weiß euch nicht. And he turned back, having a book of Chidush Agris. You just take it from the shelf, open on the last page, Chidush Agris. As I said, this halacha appears also in Lichas Melachim, and show me with his finger that the Gris writes, ודברי הרמב"ם הנ"ל תמוהים במאוד מאוד ואין להם לכאורה שום מובן כלל. So one of his chassidim told me, you can see what's the difference about how a misnaged speaks about the Rebbe, the Rambam, and how the Rebbe says, "Minalan ho." He says, "Ein lo moving shum klal ve'enu v'chulu v'chulu." One of his chassidim. So they wanted to nag me. That when we went out, he told me, "Do you have anything with the Meshichistim?" I told him, "I have nothing with the Meshichistim, not with the Milchablim." You know what's Milchablim? Okay, so it's not true. I have with the. Yeah. Once I was with in a wedding in Kfar Chabad, and when in Kfar Chabad in Eretz Israel, I didn't see it in America, but in Eretz Israel we showing the Rebbe's video. Yechidas.
Yeah.
So there was a family. It was a family from Beita. They had related such a misnagdes mishpoche from Tifach. It's a hard place. Tifach. Okay, you're lucky you don't know.
Tifach is not here to one of them.
No, it's a big misnagdim. So I realized in the middle of the video, there's a face. They turn around. They put the backs to the video. They didn't want to. It was father and 2 sons and Eidim. They didn't want to watch the Rebbe. So in that case, we say in Hebrew, Adam oleli la'oznaim. So I was looking after them in the Kfar Chabad, in the tables I was sitting. So I saw they're not seeking to eat any meat. He sent him to the table to bring me some French fries. So the third time his son came back and he told him, no more French fries. So I told him, I'll bring you. I understand you so much. For you to eating here the meat it's just like for me eating sheiris. So I understand sheiris. The actual sheiris. Yeah. So I brought him some French fries. And then they would start to dance the Mashiachist with the flags, and he find out the opportunity to give me back. So he told me, well, what do you have to say about this? So I told him, Baruch Hashem, I had a nice idea. I will tell you what. I'll tell you a story. Once there was a Christian person met a Jew, and he asked him, look, you have very, very stranger customs. We also believe that Yimach Shmoi V'Zichroi is the Messiah. But we don't have any fake Messiah during the generations. But by you, in the Jews, every few generations you have a fake Messiah. How comes? So the Jew told him the following: a fake coin, no one tries to fake.
A fake coin, no one tries to what?
To fake.
Fake coin.
Yeah. Our Mashiach is a real thing. That's why people try, they're having a small mistake, but they actually generally they're right. They're right. Yeah, Lubavitch, Mashiach is Lubavitch, Mashiach. No one knows the solution of Deir Hashvi. If someone tells you, he's a liar. It's Parsha Stume. The Deir Hashvi is Parsha Stume. The Rebbe promised us Mashiach will come Deir Hashvi in our eyes. And Mashiach didn't come. So what's the meaning? We're not believing the Rebbe's promise. We do believe, but don't kvetch the facts. We know the facts. We don't understand. Rambam, L'chaim. In Beitar there was a Yid, Naftali Gottlieb alav shalom. You knew him? The person who wrote the Todas Levitzchok. He used to pray in our shul in Beitar. So he said that when he was a child, 9 years old, he went to Masha Chabad. It was a famous shul. and it was a Juteskiste verbringen. And they invited Reb Shleimke Mizvila. Reb Shleimke's villa. He was a holy person, you know. He made a broches. He was a very holy. So he said the following: those who speaks about Mashiach doesn't know what they're talking about. Those that knows is not talking. But everyone knows that the inyan of Mashiach is gegeben geworden to Lubavitch.
He said it.
He said it, yeah. And then he said, you're not going to see Mashiach, but you will see the eyes of those who will see Mashiach. I heard it from Naftali Gottlieb. So when I thought about it, what is the meaning of the inyan Mashiach is gegeben geworden to Lubavitch? What's the meaning? Well, it's jobs, I mean, with the dividing jobs, like in Israel, like in the parties in Israel. No. The pshat is this. Mashiach will come according to Nusach Lubavitch. If Mashiach will nimsa, how do you say nimsa in English? Given. If it would given to come to the Mekubalim, Achachmim, Asfardim, they would bring him 400 years ago, on Anan Shmai. But Lubavitch meant that Mashiach will come, Yadrich Baneolim. We have to mezakech, the lowest level. Only then Mashiach will come. That's Nusach Lubavitch. Okay, if Mashiach would come through the Mekubalim Asfardim, they would bring him 100 years ago. Coming back to the Rambam, there is another view on the Rambam that I was say. When I was saying it to Rabbi Kovansky in the phone, I heard him knocking on the table and saying it is the following: this is emes. Das ist Punkt, was der Rambam hat gemeint. I have his stamp on the Rebbe. Someone told me, why don't you have askomas on your Rambam? What do you want me to? I should take it from the Rabbanon askomas from the Rebbe Siches. What kind of askomas I can have? So there is very known machloikes if tefillah the Rabbanon and tefillah the Oraisa. Between the Rambam and all the Meforshim. Most of the Meforshim says that tefillah is the Rabbanon. By the way, Derech Mitzvah, the majority of the Sefer discuss about Shirish Mitzvah Tefillah. It's about this issue. How comes, if it's such an important mitzvah, as it's like Yisoid mitzvah, Yisoid will be the Rabbanon. So the Rebbe explains, the Rambam says that mitzvah Tefillah Doraisa. Once a day, but it's Doraisa. All other poskim says Tefillah the Rabbanon. So the Rebbe explains.
There's a tzorech and there's a bakosha and bikashtem mikshom. Then what is the raisa? If you need something,
say it again.
If you have a tzorech,
Yeah.
and
But
then you have
that's
a bakosha
right.
and you're asking, then it's the raisa.
That's right. Yeah, but the Rambam said that even you don't have a special tzorech during the day, you have a chiyuv doraisa to pray once a day. Anyway, so the Rebbe explains the following: what is the shir samachlokes? There is two opinions, two days in Sifri about the pasuk uleovdoi b'chol levavchem. One Lishna says leovdoi b'chol levavchem is the Talmud. The second Lishna says leovdoi b'chol levavchem is the Tefillah. So the Rebbe explains the one who says who is taking the first drosha uleovdoi b'chol levavchem is Talmud. He must say that Tefillah is the Rabbanon. Why? Because this is the only pasuk who might explain on Tefillah. There's no any other pasuk. The Gemara in Tainis in the beginning says, "Yeah, is a avodah shebelev tefillah." Yeah, is a avodah shebelev tefillah. So if you take this pasuk and you use it for Talmud, you must say tefillah the Rabbanon. You don't have any other pasuk for tefillah. Okay. So this is the poskim's opinion. But the Rambam will say the Od V'chol Vavchem is tefillah, like the second Lishne. How about Talmud? We have a lot of psukim about Talmud. Don't worry about Talmud. Avishinantam levanecha.
Say for mitzvahs.
Well, 1 second, we'll come. We'll get into it. Okay. So that's the explanation of the Rebbe. There's two lishnes. The Rambam paskin like the second lishne. Lo V'chol Vavchem zeh tefillah. And the other poskim says, Lo V'chol Vavchem the Talmud, so they don't have any other posuk for tefillah. They used this posuk that can explain on tefillah. So the Rebbe says the Rambam goes to
So Tefillah, what's the other thing?
Talmud.
To learn.
Talmud Torah. Yeah.
Of the day you'll be Talmud.
Serve Hashem
Not
when
to
you learn.
learn.
the Rambam.
Can.
Learning
Lo Of the
should be
B'chol
in a
Vavchem.
way of serving Hashem.
Yeah. So the Rebbe says the Rambam goes to his according to his shit. The פרק א' הלוך א' in הלכות תפילה, מצווה עשה להספלל לו בכל יום, שנאמר ולא עבדו בכל לבבכם ודור שהוא רזל, איזה יבידה שבלב זה תפילה. Same thing, ספר המצווס, מצווה עשה ה', the Rambam writes, שציוונו להספלל לו בכל יום, שנאמר ולא עבדו בכל לבבכם, ודור שהוא רזל, איזה יבידה שבלב זה תפילה.
שהיא מצווה כלולית, יש בו ייחוד.
Yeah, but then the Rambam writes and add another words. Says v'chein omru u'lochol avdu b'chol levavchem זה תלמוד. How come?
עבדיו במקדושי, עבדיו בתלמודוי, עבדיו דם like שלמה המלך דם לבית המקדש.
This is Sefer HaMitzvos?
ספר המצווה.
Okay, but the last word is v'chein omru u'lo avdu b'chol levavchem זה תלמוד.
No.
Yeah. Bring Sefer HaMitzvos.
He says
Bring Sefer
He
HaMitzvos.
says from the the pasuk that Shlomo HaMelech had given.
Rabbi, you can
I can argue with you.
you can argue with me about the Rambam, not about the Rebbe's biur.
No.
So let's keep going. Sefer HaMitzvos. Okay. So
They
the
have in Talmud, paper mallet. Says there's a mitzvah for avoida, a mitzvah for
that's right.
yiddah.
But the Rambam brings,
a mitzvah.
but the Rambam in Mitzvahs Esahei brings the both days. Ulov the b'chol vavchem is tefillah. He says tefillah.
The mitzvah is avoida. It wasn't for avoid. Yichud.
Sefer HaMitzvos.
Mitzvah hey.
זה השורשים. Mitzvahs Esahei. Here we are. שציוונו לעובדו, וכבר נכפל בפעמיים, באומרו ולאהבת את השם, ואויס אומרו, וזה בציוויים הכוללים, כן? הנה יש בו ייחוד, אחר שהוא ציווי לתפילו, ולא שהוא ספרי ולעובדו זה תפילה, אוקיי? ואומרו גם כן, ולעובדו זה תלמוד.
weiter?
במשתו של רב לייזר, בנו של רבי יסי הגלילי, אומרו מניין לעיקר תפילה מצווה, מאוחס, השם אלוהי כחותירו, ואויס אותם, נו בסדר, I have it already. But the Rambam brings both...
Does it mean from down like a Beis at the end of the halacha?
Like Shlomo HaMelech, yeah. Yeah, okay, but the Rambam brings both Lashonos. Ulovdo is the Talmud, the Tefillah, Ulovdo is the Talmud.
And also by Mikdash.
Okay, so the Rebbe's explanation is that the Rambam paskin like the Lishne Ulovdo is the Tefillah. How comes the Rambam says ve'omru gam ken Ulovdo is the Talmud? It's a stira. The Rambam cannot say that Ulovdo is the Talmud because it's not his shita. The Rambam's shita is that these posuk speak about tefillah. So how comes the Rambam brings Love the B'chol Vavchem the Sefer Mitzvahs the Talmud? So the Rebbe explains the following. That's what Rabbi Posey was clapping on the t-shirt and said. This is MS. This is MS. The Rebbe explains the following. The Rambam, right, obviously, as we said, the Rambam's opinion is Tefillah Doraisa. And he used the second, he passed like the second Lishne, Love the B'chol Vavchem the Tefillah. But why he brings also the first day, by the way, he changed the order. In the original order, the Talmud is the first, and the Tefillah is the second. He brings first the Tefillah, and then he says, V'chein omru, the Talmud. Why he brought it? Because he wants to prove the Tefillah Doraisa. Why? Because if he would not bring the second limud, the Talmud, you can still say that Tefillah is the Rabbanon. Why? Because there is a lot of mitzvahs, the Rabbanon asmechu al kro, but it's still mitzvah the Rabbanon. Like Oinik Shabbos is the Rabbanon, but asmechu al kro v'koros al Shabbos Oinik. It doesn't say that Oinik Shabbos Doraisa. There is mitzvahs that's asmachta the Rabbanon, asmechu Rabbanon al kro. So you can still say that Tefillah is the Rabbanon, and that's what the pasuk v'ovdu chol vavchem is asmachta asmechu Rabbanon al kro.
It's even Kabbalah, because Shabbos Einik is in the Novi.
Nachon. But even in Torah, there is a haorim atluim beseoro. Okay, you can still say that tefillah the Rabbanon, and Rabbanon find a pasuk in Torah that they have a smachta, but it's tefillah the Rabbanon. But when the Rambam brings v'chein omru the Talmud, what does the Rambam mean? He meant to say that there is a set of lishnes of days, a Talmud or tefillah. Talmud for sure speak about Doraisa, because Talmud Torah is for sure Doraisa. for everyone. So if this lishna is the oraisa, the second lishna in the set is also speaking about the oraisa, and you shall not say that this is a mitzvah derabon asmechu rabon alako. Das ist emes, das ist Punkt, was der Rambam gemeint.
Ich habe gesagt, das ist.
Ja, der Rambam sagt das.
Aber Chalal, der Mischne, was bringt. Die Mitzvah ist Avodas Hashem. Das ist der Klau, was da wird sein, das ist nicht so groß. Das sind die Talmudi, auf der Talmudi, die ich kenne, wie ich schon Avodas von Damen. Aber auf der, wie wir gedacht haben, Damen von Damen, also beim Damen anders.
I got you, but still, we have two lishnas. The Rambam can't pass like the two lishnas, okay? And what is the kesher of Talmud? Even Beis Hamikdash, what is the kesher of Talmud? What did Rambam bring in the Talmud?
was sagt in Geschrift, Pasha Rishoyna is da Yeshba Avosri with Talmudoi. Was is Talmudoi in
There is another view.
Talmudoi,
you have to buy
Talmudoi von Shema Yisrael, nicht Talmudoi.
You have to buy the Rambam Balas HaMelech. You will not. I'm serious. I'm serious. The Hebrew edition, it's very cheap. I mean, it's not. Okay.
It's not cheap, it's inexpensive.
Inexpensive.
Cheap זה נקרא זול.
Oh, it's inexpensive.
Sag die Joich und Mendig Nedlach.
What shot over here?
זה שן, זה שן.
It's an
זה שן, מאוד יפה, אבל ליטור, אפילו שלא שמעת רק מילה פה, מילה שם, אבל שמעתי שהולך משהו.
The other thing we have to pay attention with is when I'm saying that the Rebbe's Burim brings you enthusiasm to learn the Rambam itself. You know, there's 4 sforim from into the 14 that the Rebbe set up and explained the order of the halachas gdelis. By the way, how many halachas gdelis there is in the Rambam? Anyone knows?
83.
Yeah. How many prokim there is in the Rambam? Prokim.
No, Pei Gimel is a...
Halachas gdelis.
Machla.
Yeah. How many prokim?
1,000.
1,000. Yeah. How do you know? I told you once. Okay. Yeah, 1,000 prokim. So about the Pei Gimel halachas gdelis, like Tefillah, Krishma, Sovel, it's Abchira. So the Rebbe says 2 pirushim. One pirush is the known, but yeah, the Gematria Machlo. And when the Pei Gimel is Gematria Machlo, when a person learns the whole Torah, the Torah is the recover for all the Machlo, all sicknesses. Yeah. So Asiros Machlo Kibechol. So that's why it came 83. But then the Rebbe said it was the same Sikhe. But everyone remembers the first explanation. The other explanation, no one remembers. Almost. The Rebbe says the following. Pei Gimel is 83. The Rambam, the Medrash says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu memale yemeim u'shnoseim shel tzadikim. The Rambam was alive exactly 70 years minus 83 days. Because he was born Erev Pesach and Nifter Chof Teves. From Chof Teves to Erev Pesach there is 83 days. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu complete his 70 years with the 83 halachas gdelis. Okay, so what we just...
זה הרבי, זה בשיחה של הרבי.
כן, זה באותה שיחה. זה אחד אחרי השני.
It's in a public sikha, like a Shabbos sikha, the Rebbe said this? Like
No, it was not. I think it was a sikha in Chol HaMoed Sukkos, I think.
Never heard this beer.
Yeah.
Never heard this
So
beer.
that's why you also have to buy the Paras HaMelech. There is English edition of Hebrew edition, whatever you need.
עושים שם מניין עכשיו, זה בסדר.
So the Rebbe is setting out the order of 4 Sforim. We have Sefer Ave, Sefer Zmanim, Sefer Zroim, and Sefer Kedusha. The Rebbe explained the principle. Yeah. Why the Rambam said the halachas gdelis at this order particularly. So I will only say 2 Sforim, the simples. The Sefer Ave, the Rebbe said at the beginning, you know, the Veroisi Lechaber, when the Rambam in the Akdome, after the Akdome.
Why did they say Agdim Mitzvah Hashem Rajizor?
You have to buy Paras HaMelech.
The Rebbe speaks about that.
Yeah.
I didn't find it.
You didn't see the Paras HaMelech. Yeah. So, if you would buy Paras HaMelech and not find the answer, I will refund you. Okay? I will give it to you for
I
free.
don't find any, and then any other question, just to prevent discussion.
But you are Jim's son. You don't supposed to have any problem.
What?
You don't have to have a problem to purchase Paras HaMelech.
My problem, I have no place where to put this phone.
So I will tell you, I have one wonderful
Yeah?
solution. The Paras Hamelech doesn't have to be on the shelf. It has to be on the table.
I'm on the table.
So the Rebbe explains a wonderful thing. And if you remember the principle, you don't have to force yourself to remember the halachas days. You know, you have the principle, you know, the order of the whole Sefer. Ave start with Krishma, then comes Tefillah. I really don't remember the order, but I remember the principle. Krishma, Tefillah, Tefillin. Sefer Torah, Mezuzah, Tzitzis, Broches, Mile. Okay, you want me to repeat it? Krishma, Tefillah,
Is it important
Feeling.
that the answer for the answer? After all 10, the say that give for the answer?
Yeah, for sure. It's not 10, it's 8. So the Rebbe says the following. The Rambam writes,
Common, no? The most common for us common? Tadir?
Todir, yeah. The Rambam says, Asader bo Yosef Ava, Asader bo kol ha-mitzvahs, ha-tadiros, shetzivonu le'avos hamokim baruch hu. So it's Todir, you know how you say Todir? Frequency? Frequency. So the most frequency halachas I will set up in the beginning. Then I will go through. So what is the most frequency halachas in Sefer Ave Krishma? Because it's twice from Torah, twice a day. Okay? Then comes Tefillah, which is the Shittas Rambam once a day. Okay? After the mitzvahs of the Dibur, the Rambam starts with mitzvahs Shalamaisa, Tefillin, once a day. Then, just because Tefillin has the same dinim like with Mezuzah and the Sefer Torah, so the Rambam united together. Then comes Tzitzis, because Tzitzis from a Torah, you're not obligated to make Tzitzis if you don't have Beged Abba Convoys. Okay, with the Torah. So you can make your whole life wonderful, but on Tzitzis because you don't have a Beged Abba Convoys. That's right. If you have tzitzis, you have a mitzvah.
It's a vonolis ativ mitzvah.
So
You
what?
have to look to find it.
That's right, and that's what this is a whole. You have to buy Padas Hamelech. There is a whole explanation. As I say, is in Pirkei Avos, Al tehi yoshev v'dan schar mitzvahs. Kalo chamuro she'ein ato yodea schoron matan schoron she mitzvahs. Okay, hevezoy b'mitzvah kalo kimitzchum. Then in the next paragraph, Bedaza says heverat lemitzvah kalo. So you just said that you shall not try to explain yourself what is kalo, what is chamura. So how you know what is the heverat lemitzvah kalo? What is mitzvah kalo? So the Rebbe explains that mitzvah kalo is tzitzis. Why? Because you don't have the real obligation to make this mitzvah. Okay? If you're not having tzitzis, actually, you're not making a avor, you're not mevatel mitzvah. The mitzvah says is only, it has a condition, only if you have beged avos. So that's what, as I say, you should run after this mitzvah kala that you are not obligated with to reach, to have for yourself this beged abba convoys. This is the mitzvah kala. Mitzvah kala means you still don't know the matan schar. But mitzvah kala, the obligation to have this is light.
Not such a chiyuv.
Yeah, it's not such a chiyuv. But the matan schar of tzitzis might be very great. So after Sefer Torah he brings tzitzis in Pirkei Avos. This is not in Padas Hamelech. Yeah, say no. But this pirush in Pirkei Avos, it's not appears in Padas Hamelech. If you are not going to find it out, I'm not going to refine you for this one. Okay. So then comes broches, because broches ma'atera is ve'ochalta v'savata achilo sheshim osvio. If you are not savea, you are not full, you are not obligated ma'atera to make a brocha birkas hamazon. So why it's after tzitzis? It's the same position. Tzitzis you're not obligated, and broches you're not obligated if you're not savea, and tzitzis you're not obligated if you don't have birkat bakanvos. So the Rebbe said no. After all, tzitzis is more frequency because tzitzis has the idea of zikoron, royal zikoron. If you do have tzitzis, you make it the whole day. Get zikoron. And then at the end, after broches comes the nodir. How you say nadir?
Rare. Not so often.
Rare.
Oh, the rarest mitzvah, mile. Okay? So here we know, they all say that. Okay, same thing the Rebbe says, zmanim, kedusha, and zroim. Bazroim is very simple. It's very nice. It begins with Ilchis Kilayim, Ilchis Peah, Matas Aniyim, Trume, Bikurim.
Meiser first.
What?
Meiser first.
Meiser?
Meiser.
Meise could understand. Why is the name before Truma?
I'll tell you what. The Rebbe has a good explanation. In the end, Shmitin ve'Yovles.
Yeah.
So the Rebbe is saying it's very simple. Even the Torah mentioned Peah before Kilayim. Yeah. 10 psukim, one per chapter before Kilayim. Yeah. So, but the Rambam is Magdim, Kilayim lePeah. So the Rebbe says very simple. The Rambam wrote his Sefer Halachas for a person who used this Halachas. When a person comes to his field, the first thing he needs is Ilchis Kilayim. Because he used the animals to Charisha and Zriyah. Then he comes to Matnas Aniyim. Why? Because the Matnas Aniyim you give in the field, not after you take your stuff home. Okay, you took the tfuah home. It's on the field. Okay, so that's why it comes after Kilayim. Then Trumis.
Why this is how you bring it home?
After you bring Miruach Hagronis. Then Bikurim. And Neta Revai, which is once in 4 years. Then Shmitin, once in 7 years. And Yovles, 1 in 50 years. Okay. So I see Ramoshe is a pressure. We all have to get the decision to start a new cycle with the Rebbe's Bureau of Management.
Buy the safer part.
Okay. No, you don't buy it. You can borrow it. Okay. But you have to get the
Thank you. So what is the answer about the
about what?
About why starting Yichud when it's not the first mitzvah?
You have to say about the I don't want to say about it. I remember, but I'm not sure I remember the very complete. Actually, the answer is that it's because it's a big foundation of all the Torah.
But it's not the first mitzvah. He starts with a noichi. With a Amona, with a
So
Zohar.
I have to look on it. I have.
Asked Kappa.
Yeah.
It's a difference what I see.
Yeah.
Kappa said, Achtos is the epitome of Amon. You
Achtos
work out till you get to understand Achtos. So really, he means Achtos when it starts.
Interesting. I don't remember that. I have to say, people think I remember all I wrote. I don't remember.
I wonder whether I didn't see the Rebbe.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned it, yes.
Great. בסדר. ומוישה, אנחנו נגיד לו קצת לחיים.
כן, בטח, משאיר.
אתה רוצה
בואו
לסגור?
לשמוע, לא כמו מוישה, בואו לשמוע.
What does he say?
עיקר
Iker Gordon first says in the Rambam, Allah the first by the Zohar, Iker das Moshe, Iker called Turkula, and he says in Krishna.
That's
And Risa Lachalik, I'm going to tell you the two, Iker das Moshe Beinu,
yeah.
Achtos Navi Zohar.
The Rebbe
He
brings
writes
it.
over there, so what means Iker?
That's for sure the Rebbe brings in the Sichas.
Because
There.
everybody says Iker is that the Eibush is the Iker from us. And from Risa Lachalik you see Iker means the Iker Adas. Doesn't mean these are Iker.
Wonderful. I just mentioned before that there is a lot of Sichas of Emunah and Oirol. There is two things. I always mention it. There is a lot of Sichas in Avodas Hashem. There is a halacha in Ilches Nezikin about Shemrim, the 4 Shemrim. That there is a whole list of things. How do you have to keep them? Otherwise, it's a pshit. For when it comes to money, Ksofim ein lo shmiro elo bekarka. Yeah. If someone gave you to keep his money, you have to dig in your house. At that time there was not stones. Yeah, and you have to keep the money. So the Rebbe said we have to explain this aloha for avodas Hashem. Or everyone is learning about money, but he has to explain. He has to remember that if you will put yourself, you mention yourself like a karka. You have to know that if you will be like a karka, which means you will know everything is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's not keep the money. It's not a saving plan. It's a whole a bittul. You should remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends the money. You are nothing. You are just the karka. Okay? And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is one thing. The other word that I always say that in Meiser Sheni, you're not giving Maser Sheni to any coin, anyone. You're taking it to Yerushalayim and you eat it, the Taire of Yerushalayim, Maser Sheni. So what will be if you far away from Yerushalayim? It's a big thing to carry all the fruits, all the food to Yerushalayim. So the Torah gives you a solution. V'tzarto hakesef. You can read them. Read them. Redeem the food with money. Bring the money to Yerushalayim and buy new food. But then there is a special thing. If you have, okay, you came to Yerushalayim, you have your money, Kaspe Meister Sheni, you bought some food. This food also has Kedusha, like Meister Sheni. But then you have some rest food. What, you can redeem it another time? No. The Rambam says only one time. Only once. So the Rebbe says amazing oiroi. Says the following. Kodesh Baruch Hu is considering, mitchashev, how you say mitchashev? Considering your difficulties and your low level you came to. And he lowers the Kedusha to your, imagine it to your new low level. He did it once, don't ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to do it twice. Okay? He did it once for you, enough is enough. There is no, don't ask it another time. Okay? Don't force HaKadosh Baruch Hu to low down his Kedusha for you, for your mistakes another time. Okay? This is
I love this thing.
Yitzhak Hashem till Monday.
Okay, let's give you questions.
Please. Okay. רב מוישה.
שמואל.
רב שמואל. מוישה זה מגדל העמק. הוא היה אצלי בשבת בבית, רב מוישה.
ברוך השם.
כשהגיס שלכם עשה חתונה. לא, האחות שלכם במצוות עשתה חתונה, אז גם הגיס הגיע, הרב איצלו. איצלו גולדברג הוא היה ראש ישיבה שלי. אז פעם אחת אני גיליתי, כולם פה מבינים עברית? כן. אני גיליתי את השיחה שנקרא אחי רימויים. דרך אגב, השנה הולך לצאת ספר בעזרת השם, קוראים לו אחי רימויים. הרבי אמר תירוץ בש"ס, ששוב...
איזה ספרים אתה עושה? עשית דהלוך?
עשיתי דעת נלך בו וכמה, משלוסת של הרבי מלובביץ' והרמב"ם. עברית ואחרי זה אנגלית. השנה בעזרת השם יהיו 4 כרכים, 4 ספרים חדשים. הספר החדש הראשון קוראים לו אחי רימויים. הרבי אמר תירוץ בש"ס, ששום ראש ישיבה בעולם לא אמר כזה תירוץ. אתה מכיר את התירוץ על אחי רימויים? אתה בסדר, אף אחד לא מכיר, זה בסדר. היה לי פעם ראש ישיבה בגדל העמק. לא, זה לא ש"ס, זה ליקוטי זה ליקוטי סיכס. פעם תפס אותי איזה ליטווה, ככה הייתי במירון בחופשה. והייתי במירון, הלכתי למירון, רציתי איזה אפרומי ויקיישן. אז הלכתי במירון, לקחנו צימר שמה, ובבוקר התפללנו ברב שמעון, והלכתי עם עוד חברים, משפחה, 2 משפחות. ובבוקר ירדנו לצימר והסתובבנו שם באטרקציות שבגליל, כן. וחזרנו לישון שם במירון. אז בוקר אחד אני והחבר שלי יורד מהציון, מגיעים הביתה, והאנשים אומרות שהם כבר הכינו ארוחת בוקר, הכל מוכן, רק אשתי אומרת, לך תביא כיסאות מהצימר השני, זה שזה ליקוביץ', יש לו כמה מתחמים. אז הלכתי להביא כיסאות. הייתי ככה עם קרוקס וחולצה בחוץ, ואני רואה שם משהו, מחזה לא נורמלי. אני רואה משפחה ליטאים, 20 חבר'ה יושבים כזה בחטא כזה גדול, לומדים דף האיים. לא דף האיים, למדו יומה, כי זה היה הקיץ לקראת ראש השונה ביום כיפר. לומדים מסכת יומה. ואני באמת התרגשתי, זה היה ממש... כל הבחור, לומדים, האבא יושב, האבא או הסבא, והבנים והחתנים והנכדים והישיבה בוחרים, ואנשים מביאות שתייה ועוגות וזה, כל המשפחה בביזנס. תשמע, אני קיניתי בהם. אני תמיד אומר לליטאים, אני מקנא על הכובד שתירה שיש לכם, אתם מכבדים, אל תדעו כל שתירה אצלנו, זה תדעו. כובד התירה אצלכם, התירה אצלנו, אתם צריכים לכבד אותנו. זה האמת, זה נעת קונץ, זה האמת. אנחנו צריכים לקנא בכובד התירה שלהם. אצלהם, האדם הכי חשוב זה אחד שלומד כל היום, לא אחד שעשה ביזנס. אצלנו, לצערנו, אתה יודע מה המצב, כן? אבל צריכים לזכור שהתירה אצלנו. אז הם צריכים לכבד אותנו. אז אני הסתכלתי עליהם ככה ואמרתי להם, תשמעו, זה מחמם את הלב לראות ככה, ובאמת חשבתי ככה, לא אמרתי להם סתם. אמרו לי, מחמם לך את הלב, אז בוא תלמד לנו קצת. אמרתי, תראו, שלחו אותי להביא כיסאות, אבל אני לא יכול להגיד לכם לא. אני יושב, אני פותח, יומה דף ב-A, וכשאני רואה את המשנה, אני נזכר באדנות של הרבי, that's the occasion I'm losing control. So, אמרתי להם, תראו, אני עכשיו שמעתי איזה פשט יפה, לא אמרתם חב"ד, לא רבי, לא כלום. שמעתי איזה פשט יפה פה במשנה, אם אתם רוצים אני אגיד לכם, כן, תגיד בבקשה, רק תעמוד. אז עמדתי. 20 חבר'ה ליטאים, פרביסנרס כאלה, אתה יודע, עם פאות מאחורי האוזניים כאלה. ואז אמרתי, אתה מכיר את האדרון של הרבי על מסכת סיומה?
מי?
האדרון של הרבי על מסכת סיומה.
יג יומן.
לא, זה אדרון אחר, הרב אמר 3 אדרונים, אני מדבר על אדרון אחר. אני אגיד אותו בקיצור, זה אדרון נפלא. כן, ואם הם היה להם סבלנות לשמוע אדרון של הרב, אתם בוודאי צריך שיהיה לכם סבלנות. לא, אבל אני אגיד את זה בקיצור. נכון, נכון, תשוב ועבד, תשוב ומאיר.
אין, אפילו הביסל כמנו איך מחפש. לא הייתי משקוסם כזה, איך יעשה תשובה.
נכון, אני לא מדבר, זה אדרון שלישי כבר, אוקיי, בסדר. כמה אדרונים הרב אמר בש"ס, אתה יודע? 151, גימטריה מקווה.
מקווה.
151 adronim, the Rebbe said, including all the Shas. Yeah, there is a Masechtas, the Rebbe said few adronim, like Tangis, the Rebbe said 5 adronim, Yumel, 3 adronim. And the Mugi, and Mugi. Okay, so הרב אומר ככה, כתוב במשנה האחרונה, תשמעו, זה מאוד קצר ומאוד יפה. ואם קשה לכם להקשיב, תחשבו איך שהם הקשיבו ומה קרה להם אחרי זה. אספר לכם בסוף. ואני עומד ואני דורש, עכשיו הם מסתכלים עליי כזה אחד עם חולצה בחוץ וקרוקס, פתאום אני שופך להם את הגמורס, וראשונים ואחרונים, הם השתגעו. אני אגיד לכם בסוף מה היה. אז כתוב שם במשנה ככה, אומר הבלייזר, מצווה שבין אדם מוקים יום הכיפור מכפר. מצווה שבין אדם חבר, אין יום הכיפור מכפר עד שירץ את חברו. ושבין אדם מוקים יום הכיפור מכפר, שנאמר, כי ויהי בזה יכפר עליכם, לתאר אסכם לפני השם תטהור. אומר רבי עקיבא, אשריכם ישראל, מי לפני מי אתם תארים, מי תאר אסכם, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שנאמר, וזרקתי עליכם מים טהורים, ואומר מקווה ישראל השם. אז הרב שואל, מה הולך פה? הרבי עקיבא מחפש תשובה לשתי שאלות. לפני מי אתם מתארים, מי מתאר אסכם. שתי התשובות האלה כתובות בפסוקים, בתורה במפורש. אתה הולך וזרקתי עליכם ביחזקאל, ומקווה ישראל השם זה בירמיהו. שזה בכלל הפשט שם, אתה משנה את הפשט. מקווה ישראל בירמיהו, הכוונה, מקווה שהקדוש ברוך הוא, עם ישראל זה, הקדוש ברוך הוא זה שעם ישראל מקווה לו, שום כיווי, מקווה ישראל השם. אתה הולך משנה את הפשט, כי אתה מחפש, לפני מי אתם מתארים, כתוב בתורה, כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם, מי יכפר הקדוש ברוך הוא, ולפני אתם מתארים, לפני השם תטהרו. מה יותר מפורש מזה? אתה מחפש לי רמזים בנובי, וחוץ מזה, עכשיו רב אליעזר במשנה הביא את הפסוקים האלה. הם הסתכלו ככה, שככה, נהוג לקשר תחילת המסכת בסוף המסכת. בתחילת המסכת יש משנה, שכתוב במשנה שהכהן גודל צריך להיות נשוי ביום הכיפור. הוא אומר שצריך לחקור בדין הזה.
הכהן גודל צריך למה?
ביום כיפור הוא צריך להיות נשוי. רק כדי להיות בטוח שהוא יהיה נשוי, מתקינים לו אישו החרס. אוקיי? שם התמות הראשונה. ומה עם השנייה? אולי גם תמות כולו היה לו חשינה. בסדר? אז אני אומר שצריך לחקור בזה. דרך אגב, החקיר הזה זה לא המצאה, רואים ברמב"ם שהוא הסתפק בזה, תכף אני אגיד לכם. האם זה דין בגברה או דין בחפצה? זה שהכהן גודל צריך להיות נשוי, זה דין בגברה? שהכהן גודל ביום כיפור הוא לא נכנס אם הוא לא נשוי, זה דין בו. כהן גודל שהוא לא נשוי לא יכול לעבוד בבית המקדש. או שזה דין באביידס של יום הכיפורים. למה אין נפקא מינה? אם זה דין באביידס של יום הכיפורים, אז ביום הכיפורים יש עוד הרבה אביידס שלא קשורים ליום הכיפורים, כמו התומית והמנוירו, כן? זה לא קשור ליום הכיפורים. אז האביידס האלה אפשר לעשות בידי כהן גדול שהוא לא נשוי. כן? השאר האביידס לא. אם זה דין בגברה, אז כל האביידס חייב להיות, איך אנחנו יודעים שיש חקיר? אז כי הרמב"ם פוסק בהלכות אביידס יום כיפורים, וכן כל האביידס האירים, הקרובס התומית והדלוקס הנרס, הכל בכהן גודל נוסויס. אנחנו רואים שהרמב"ם היה לו בעצמו, זה הוא הכריע בזה. זה דין בגברה. אומר הרב, כמו שבמשנה הראשונה, הפשט הוא שהדין הזה דין בגברה, אותו דבר רבי עקיבא מחפש פוסוק, שהקדוש ברוך הוא מתאר את ישראל, לא מצד התאריך, לא מצד יום הכיפורים, מצד המיילה של עם ישראל, מצד הגברה. לכן לא מספיק לו, כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם. זה רק ביום כיפור. אני רוצה פסוק, אומר רבי עקיבא, שהקדוש ברוך הוא מתאר את עם ישראל לא רק ביום הכיפור, בגלל המיילה של עם ישראל.
כל הזמן.
עכשיו הוא אומר, וזרקתי לכם מים טהורים, אבל זה רק ביום כיפר. מתי אני יודע שהקדוש ברוך הוא מתאר את ישראל מצד המיילה של עם ישראל בכל יום, וכן מקווה ישראל השם. אז למה הוא לא הביא רק את הפסוק השני? קיצור, אני אגיד לכם תכף. כי במקווה יש שני עניינים. זה פה הרב אומר, הוראה נפלאה מאוד, ממש נפלאה. הוא אומר ככה, אני לא מחלק ציונים לתורה של הרב, הכל של התורה של הרב נפלא, רק פעם אחת זכיתי לפתוח את העיניים וליהנות, ופעם אחת נשארתי כמו שאני. כתוב במשנה בברוכס, אחד שהוא היה לו שתי תומות, הוא היה גם זב וגם בעל קרי. הבעל קרי הוא יורד טובל בבוקר, בערב יש ערב שמש הוא טהור, אבל הוא עדיין זב, זב זה 7 ימים, והוא צריך להביא קורבן. כן, אז מה, זה באדרון הזה. אז מה הוא יעשה? שירד לטבול? אם הוא ירד לטבול ביום הראשון, אז הוא יתאר מהבלקריה, אבל הוא יישאר ב-same position, הוא טמא. לא קרה שום דבר מבחינת הטומאה שלו. כן, כי הוא מטמא אוכלין ומשכין ומשכב ומושב, והוא צריך כל הזמן, לא השתנה כלום. בשביל מה שילך לטבול לכאורה. אומרת המשנה יוריד ותויד. אומר הרב, תראה איזה הוראה. יהודי בא לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, אומר לו, אני יש לי כל כך הרבה טומאות, הרי גם אם אני אתאר בטומאה אחת, אני אשאר באותו מצב, מה אני יכול לעשות? אומר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, אתה תעשה מה שאתה צריך, ואני אשלים לך. אתה תעשה מקווה ישראל השם, ואני אעשה וזורקת אליכם מים טהורים. לכן לא מספיק הרכב עצמי.
מקצת טהרה, גם שמי טהרה.
כן, אבל פה, בסדר. לא נתווכח לזה. זה מה שהרב אומר. אני אומר להם את זה, תקשיב, הם מסתכלים עליי ככה, ואז אחד האברכים המבוגרים אומר לי, איך קוראים לכם זה? אתם אמרתם את כל זה? אמרתי, תשמע, זה לא נפקא מיני קוראים לי, כי זה לא אני. אם הייתי אומר את החידוש הזה, הייתי אומר לך מי אני. זה לא משנה מי אני. הוא אומר לי, אז מאיפה זה? אז הסתכלתי, אמרתי לו, תגיד, נהנית? הוא אומר לי, זה פילי פלואים. אמרתי לו, אז למה אתה רוצה שאני אקלקל לך? תישאר עם ההנאה. קיצור, הם לא הבינו מה אני אומר, אבל הסבא הבין. ואז הוא אמר לי ככה, הוא אמר לי, תשמע, אתה אמרת בהתחלה שיש לך נחס רוח לראות אותנו ככה, יש לנו נחס רוח לראות איזה חבצקר אחד שמונח בלימוד. אז אמרתי לו, אתה חושב ששתקתי לו? I always have the last words, especially with someone argue about חב"ד, not חב"ד, רבי נם רבי. אמרתי לו, אני בכלל לא מונח בלימוד. אני קצת מונח בשיחות של הרבי. עכשיו תשמעו, לפני כמה שנים היה לי שושנה ברגל. שושנה ברגל, השם יראה.
סלולייטס.
בצחתו אני מזכיר, הייתי משועמם והיה לי 40 חום ולא יכלתי לעשות שום דבר. אז לקחתי את המחשב וחיפשתי איזה משהו יפה לראות ביוטיוב. אני יודע, במונטריאול זה אסור להגיד את זה, אל תגידו, אני לא מוקלט. ראיתי סרטון, סיפור אמיתי, שקרה עם יהודי שהוא לא שומר תורה ומצוות לאיסאטו, וראיתי את הסיפור הזה, אמרתי, זה ההוראה של הרבי מהאדרון הזה. יש מי שיש לו גישה, נדב בן יהודה. תכתבו בעברית, יוצא לכם. היהודי הזה, הוא בחורצ'יק בן 28, היה אז סיפור לפני 4 שנים. סיפור אמיתי, כל מה שאני אספר לכם סיפור אמיתי. והוא מטפס הרים. יש לו הובי כזה, he's a mountaineer, הוא אוהב לטפס הרים. לא רק שהוא מטפס הרים, יש לו איזו קבוצה של 30 אנשים מכל העולם.
climb mountain?
כן, כן. יש לו קבוצה של 30 אנשים מכל העולם, גויים, והם בוחרים כל שנה, פעם בשנה הם יוצאים למסע של טיפוס, הם מתאספים ומטפסים לאיזה הר גבוה. באותה שנה הם התאספו ליד איזה הר באסיה, אני כבר לא זוכר איך קוראים לו, והם התחילו לטפס. טיפסו כמה ימים, וכמה אלפי מטרים, זה 6,000-7,000 מטר. וכשהם הגיעו 140 מטר ביום האחרון, היה כבר אחרי הצהריים, והתחיל סופה חזקה, סטרומינג, אז הלידר נתן הוראה, אנחנו לא ממשיכים לטפס היום, כל אחד יבנה את האוהל שלו במקום שהוא נמצא, כי לא כולם היו, זה היה בטאפ, אז לא כולם היו באותו משטח, כל אחד היה באיזה נקודה אחרת. כן? כל אחד ימצא לו מקום, ישים את האוהל שלו וישן שם. מחר בבוקר, אם המזג אוויר יתאפשר, אנחנו נמשיך. אז הנדב בן יהודה הזה גם בנה את האוהל שלו לבד, והוא עשה צעד אחד שגוי, אחורה, wrong step, והוא נפל 24 פיט, 8 מטר הוא נפל. כן, והוא איבד את ההכרה שלו, הוא נפל בתוך שלג, איבד את ההכרה, הוא שבר 2 צלעות ונהיה לו חור בריאה. זה החור לנזלנג. והוא שבר 2 רגליים. הוא איבד את ההכרה, הוא היה מחוסר ההכרה כל הלילה. בבוקר החבר'ה האלה קמו, הם לא ראו בכלל איפה זה, הם דיברו אחד עם השני בצעקות. והמדריך אמר...
How were they speaking to each other?
With shouting. אוקיי. אז המדריך אמר, תשמעו, הסופה ממשיכה, אנחנו לא יכולים להשלים את הטיפוס, אנחנו יורדים. ואז כולם התחילו לרדת. רק כשהם ירדו למטה להר, הם שמו לב שההוא לא נמצא. והם הבינו, אם הוא לא נמצא, ולא שמעו ממנו, אז הוא לא חי. יש הרבה דרכים למות שם. אז הם קראו למטוס, לרסקיו, שיעשה סיבוב, ויראה איפה הגופה נמצאת. הוא עשה סיבוב, והביא להם תמונות, הם פתחו שם אוהל כזה, שמו שולחן, הביא להם סט של התמונות, וראו שהגופה נמצאת פה ופה. אוקיי, התקשרו לאשתו לארץ, ואמרו לה שבעלה, unfortunately, לא חי יותר. ועכשיו ביקשו מהטייס, אמרו לו, תשמע, לטפס ולרדת את ההר ברגל זה סיפור אחד. להוריד משם גופה זה סיפור שני. אז תעשה עוד סיבוב, תמצא לנו מאיפה המקום הכי נוח לשני אנשים או 4 אנשים לסחוב את הגופה הזאת. אז הוא עשה עוד סיבוב, ומצא להם את המקום והביא עוד סט של תמונות. ושם אותם באוהל על השולחן. פתאום קמה שם אחת המטפסות שם, והיא אומרת, רגע, תשימו לב מה קורה. בסט הראשון של התמונות, הגופה נמצאת פה ליד הסלע. בסט השני היא רחוקה 8 מטר מהסלע. מה הולך פה? זאת אומרת שהוא חי, הוא זז. עלו לשם מהר, הביאו לו מזון ותרופות וציוד של חימום, והצילו את החיים שלו. ברגע האחרון יש תמונות שלו, שהידיים של האצבעות שלו כחולות בעובי כזה. רצו לקרות לו, היה לו נס. הצילו אותו בשניות האחרונות. 3 חודשים הוא היה מחוסר הכרה, ואחרי זה הוא התעורר, הוא היה בקומה. אחרי זה הוא התעורר. ואז הוא התעורר וחזר לעצמו, אז שאלו אותו, תגיד נדב, למה זזת את המטרים האלה מהסלע? אז הוא אמר, אני אגיד לכם מה קרה. היה לי טלפון לווייני. סאטלייז טלפון. ואני קמתי בבוקר והבנתי שאתם כבר לא על ההר, הייתי מחוסר הכרה, בבוקר התעוררתי. הגוף שלי היה שבור, לא יכלתי לנשום, הרגשתי שזה הרגעים האחרונים שלי. ניסיתי לצעוק, בקושי שמעו את הקול שלי, אבל הבנתי שאתם כבר לא על ההר, כי גם הבנתי שיש סופה גדולה. והיה לי טלפון לווייני, אמרתי, אני אנסה להתקשר. הוצאתי אותו מהבגדים שלי, בקושי זזתי, וניסיתי להתקשר, אבל there was not service. אז אמרתי לעצמי, אם אני אזוז כמה מטרים, אולי יהיה לי קליטה, יהיה סרוויס. אז עשיתי את המאמץ הכי גדול שלי בחיים. I was killed. זזתי 8 מטר, אולי יהיה שם קליטה, אבל גם שם לא הייתה קליטה. אמרתי, זה היורד וטויבל. הוא יורד וטובל והוא נשאר באותו פוזישן, גם שם אין קליטה. אבל המאמץ הזה הציל את החיים שלו. כי הקדוש ברוך הוא סידר וזורקתי עליכם. לחיים. כן. גימטריות. כן.
סתם על הפרשה ואחד אמרתי לו מסיים את השבועות הרבה פעמים בקורב ממש. הוא אומר לי בקורב ממש וגימרתי משיח מנחם
זה ידוע.
קרני ירוי גימרתי לבבות קורן אויר קורנה גימרתי 772.
יופי. רבוי שאפשר לכבות את הרקורד. שמואל, עכשיו הכל זה און רקורד.